show where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Andy, we're here, bud. And it is time. Sorry, we're a little behind. Life happens, Barry. Hopefully you resubscribe after you see our picks today. But man, we are right in the thick of it of Nostalgia series. This is what, episode 128. I believe this is the fourth episode of, or third. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is episode 4 of Nostalgia. And man, it's awesome. Rolling at 9:45, Andy. Last I looked, 9:45. As long as Barry hasn't unsubscribed, and we go to 9:44, we're rolling, man. We got 55 left to that 1K. Andy, what took you so long? What's going on?
Well, this week has been VBS at our church, so it's been a little bit busy.
Mega Sports Camp.
Sports Camp, man. It was a ton of fun. I got slimed today out of an orange bucket. So it was like everything.
I saw y'all raised like $1,300.
$1,200 for missions from kids just bringing money in. How amazing is that?
Oh, man.
Because they did that, I promised them that they could slime me, which, they think that it's like a punishment for me, but it's kind of living a nostalgic dream if I, as a Nickelodeon fan. Like I just got slimed, it's just everything about it. So yeah, Barry, the VBS theme, I see you put it there, was Mega Sports Camp. So that's kind of what we do every year now. So we do basketball.
Kevin's in the house. Barry's in the house. James is in the house. Welcome. James has got work, but that's okay. Come on back and check it later. The Bud Files is here. Hello, man. This might be one of our guests, friends. Hey, but Bud Files, welcome. If you're new to the show, you are now officially a part of the Summit Squad. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And this, my friend, is for you. So, Bud, welcome to the show. Listen, let me just kind of guide you. If you're going to be here a while, it's the show usually hour and a half, 2 hours, hanging out with some of our best friends. It's episode 128. You've seen any of the other episodes, you know kind of how it goes. But if you're new here, we kind of go by the Rushmore theme and rank our top 4 of certain things. Today, we are doing discontinued snacks. So as we go through the mountain along with our friends Zach and Barry and Kevin and anybody else that shows up, write yours in the comments. You can do it one of a few ways. You can give us all 4 if you really want to. Maybe you got to run out of here. You're going to hang around with us a while. You can slow roll that thing in and go with us on a journey. Your number 4 with our number 4. And when we get to the end, we're going to do some honorable mentions. But we have 2 fantastic guests today, Andy. And they happen to have the same name. And they happen to be in the convention world. And I am super excited because they jumped on board with one of the topics that we had been kind of itching to do. My buddy Aaron and his wife brought it up. Hopefully they'll be in shortly. But by the way, I see Zach. It has changed his name. That is,
I thought that was him.
Yeah, that's still our Zach. That's one of our friends.
Here he is. He's now
I need to hand out some wrenches. The reason I hand out the wrenches to all of our friends is because I would like for you to join the other communities. And when you have a wrench, you're a moderator. And as a moderator, you can follow along with our community. Everybody that kind of joins in usually has their own kind of channel, if you will. Like Zach does sports cards and things, and he's now doing gardening. So he's got a couple different channels rocking and rolling.
Hey, we got Kenneth Bird.
We got cat people.
Kenneth Bird crazy.
Kenneth Bird in the house. Kenneth actually won a prize from us so long ago.
One of our first videos. Yeah.
But man, it is a fun time. Andy, I'm a foodie. You're a foodie. If you've watched the show long enough, you've seen I've put a few LBs on, and that's because I like food. And today we're going to talk about the foods of yesteryear. Things that have disappeared.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
There's a wide variety. Obviously, I don't think that obviously cartoons and things are very nostalgic, but there is a different corner of my brain that gets unlocked whenever I think about discontinued foods. Like,
Yeah.
it's a time, like you can go rewatch cartoons, right? Like we can watch reruns. A lot of times they get put out on Disney Plus or, or they have reboots and different things like that. But there's nothing that's taking these things back. When they're gone, they're gone. Sometimes they have made comebacks. I understand that. None of those will be mentioned tonight, at least on my end. But yeah, there's a special place for discontinued snacks in the nostalgia realm. I'll just say that.
Now, I will share this. There was a question. I think Barry even had the question. A certain beverage. He'll probably bring that up later if that's his jam. And we didn't corner the market with just like children's snacks. We kind of are like, hey, this might be a food that is snack. It might be a food that's dessert. It might be a food maybe out of a fast food place. Could be a drink. Could be a whatever. I can tell you most of mine, if not, there's one food that I'm bringing up today that although it can go in my lunch box to school, it probably never did if I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my mom would have never gone and got this for me for my lunch, but I would have loved it to be in my lunchbox. So that's kind of.
I don't know if Barry's being sarcastic or not, but yeah, if it's no longer has a good shelf life, I would recommend probably not eating these foods. Now, I will say this: you can go on these certain shops online, and I don't know how they do it. Maybe they were just like storing these things up, and you can buy these. They're definitely expired.
There is one particular that I was looking at. And on the video, they were showing a scroll of the eBay. Yeah. And these things were probably from the late 80s. And they were going for like 4, 5, 600. And I'm like, what? What's going on? So anyways, hey, let's get with the show. We got 5 folks. Before they all roll away, let's get this thing going and get our buds on. No pun intended. But we got Bud in the chat. Let's get our buds on the show, and let's get this thing rolling. Our top 4 discontinued or canceled snacks. Let's get it. Get it. Play the video. It won't play. Why is it? Play it. You play it, Andy.
Okay, well, this is the joy of live TV. But here we go. Let's get into our top 4.
You played it 3 times.
Oh, you gotta love live TV. But hey, let's welcome on our guest.
In the pre-show, I played it 3 times.
Well, Kirk, who are we bringing on today? Let's not waste any more time.
Yeah, so just kind of throw this out there. We will have a commercial in the middle and kind of talk about it, but we hang out at conventions about 4 to 6 times a year. We'd love to pick up a few more, and one of the ones that we have really planned to partner with and join in with, we've been invited 2 times, but both times the dates just didn't work out right. But we cannot wait to get to be able to be a part of what they've got going on. We've got the founders of what is called PeliCon, one of the Louisiana conventions for collectibles, toys, games, you name it. And we're going to welcome, same name, Cory B and Cory D to the show. Welcome the founders of PeliCon. There they are. Cory. Let's go. Since in my screen, Cory D, you seem to be first to my left. Cory, tell me a little bit about PeliCon. What's going on? What you have going on, and why the amazing 7 people in the chat would want to go and find out what you're doing today.
Oh,
Bryce,
man.
What's up, Bryce?
First off, thank y'all for having us on. PeliCon. It'll be our 3rd show, January 25th, and it has grown. The first show was in 2023 in New Roads, Louisiana, and we went from 32 or 33 vendors, and now fast forward, we're at a new, bigger venue close to Bardsley's hometown, and now we're over 60 vendors, and the show just keeps growing. We keep adding more activities, and we just love to see people smile. That's why we're doing the show.
Love it, man. That's awesome.
So if somebody was to come to PeliCon, Cory B, right? Cory B, somebody's coming to PeliCon. What are they looking for? What are they going to find? What's going on over there?
I mean, there is no shortage of nerdiness going on at PeliCon. Anything from art to comics, action figures, collectibles. I mean, really what we wanted to do was kind of encompass everything. It's not really, geared toward, you got your anime cons and your things like that. Look, we'll have anime, Pokemon, to Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I'm naming anime, but I mean, to comic books, superheroes, video games. I mean, you name it. You can really find just about anything.
Yeah.
And
I'll be honest, if nobody's Andy, and this is something that we kind of got thrusted into by our friends over at St. Tammany Collectors Con, but I had been to a convention as a visitor, kind of showed up, visited one or two, a Comic Con, and some of those are like super large, so you get a little overwhelmed. There's some panels, there's all this stuff going on. And I've been to them, and I never thought, hey, this is something that I want to be a part of. Now, when we got thrusted into the St. Tammany Collectors Con, we kind of looked around and we're like, man, these are our people. This is the stuff we like. No matter, like, I'm not necessarily the cosplayer, right? But I've met so many of these cosplayers that they've become almost like family in some regards. And the vendors, especially in Southern Louisiana, all kind of know each other. They're all kind of friendly. They've all kind of whatever. They've got their bit of drama and all that stuff. But it seems like the convention landscape in Southern Louisiana is really growing. Because, and it may be just I was oblivious a little bit to it until I got into it. But now I seem, and the algorithm likes to talk to you a little bit. And now it seems like every time I turn around, there's another convention. You could probably go to a convention every weekend if you wanted. I mean, it really. And so why did you guys, I guess is my question, decide the world needed a PeliCon in La Rose, Louisiana? What was that process going through?
It first started with a little red notebook. The love for comics is what drove me to that. And we picked New Roads, Louisiana, because I'm the one that kind of started at the chat and get the ball rolling on PeliCon. We chose New Roads because it's in Ponkapee Parish, which is my home parish. And the community's never seen nothing like that. So we just wanted to bring something new to that area.
Love that.
I can tell you one of the big deals was, and nothing against New Roads. One of the big deals for that first opportunity was getting to the space in the right amount of time and for us to get back to our home and work. It just wasn't going to work out. And the second time, I think we had an event going on. But we sure want to partner with you guys for sure. And we tried to have a third person on, another kind of founder, if you will, of this thing. And we weren't able to nail all three of them. But he's welcome to be a part as well. Hopefully he'll be able to watch. So let's do this. Tell me, when's the next convention? How can people find this in case some people check out and don't get to stay around too long? How can they find PeliCon and what you guys got going on? And then we're going to get started with the show.
Well, we're going to be in Cory B's neck of the woods. We're going to be in Denham Springs at North Park, the Anthony Dugas Recreation Center, January 25th of 25. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. as usual. We're going to have panels. We're going to have cosplay contests, video game contests, doodling contests. And Bardsley, got anything else?
Probably a Super Smash Brothers contest as well.
There you go. Nice.
And Yeah, it's I'm really excited about where we're having it this year because it definitely is at Pards at North Park. I mean, I played probably basketball, soccer, all my as a child, played all the sports there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really good central area for Denham Springs and like close to the Baton Rouge area, even Hammond. I mean, it's not that far away.
Andy,
So,
I think Denham Springs probably works a little better for us. Honestly,
Denham's
Gotta figure
not
out
too
that
bad, and I'll tell you
Right.
what, there's the Bass Pro Shops there too. So
right?
I mean,
Look, there you go.
you sweeten the
just
pot.
don't jump in the bass tank.
Do not do that.
You'll go viral. You might
Yeah,
get
I'll tell you, you catch a lifetime ban.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get started. So, in the backstage, we did a coin flip, and Cory D, you won. So you're going to be number 1 today on the show.
All right.
This is how it goes. We are going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Rosie, TJ, Jazzy, Jeff, Link, and it's George. Now, in between, we'll have a little commercial break, and we'll talk about our bennies at the end. But before we get started, Cory D, I want you to think about all these amazing foods that you missed and tell us, why did you curate this certain list of 4 for us today? Like, what were you thinking? Like, gosh, I have to have that on there. And then we'll get started with your Rosie.
All right. My 4 all revolves around my little small town of Bachelor. I'll give you some details on when I would get the certain snack and why or something like that. So most of these snacks were just picked up near the house.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, so that got a little twist on it.
That's
Might be a little some locality, right, dude? I love that because the world needs more Southern Louisiana food.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, Andy and I went to camp 3 weeks ago, Andy. 2 weeks. Gosh, it's such a blur. And on the way back, I'm like, bro, we have to stop at Billy's. I've got to go in this place because there's nothing like Billy's in Georgia. So I need to procure some good stuff to bring back to the family.
Those cracklings,
boudin balls and all the mess. I love it. So that's a great list. So now we're going to do Rosie. Stands for Roosevelt. We consider him number 4 in the mountain. It's kind of like the line in the sand, right? We say that word quite a bit. We need a t-shirt about it. Line in the sand. There is nothing that can be on the mountain. You're starting the journey up the road, and once you say this one, you're like, everybody else is off. So what would be your number 4, your Rosie? And by the way, that's 80s Room saying hello. Hey, how are you doing? And Bryce is potentially going to be on our show in January, February. So Bryce, we'll talk more about that. And Barry and Kevin and Zach and all you guys, if you guys want to be on the show, we're going to start booking for sports and actually food real soon. And then video games, man, I'm going to tell you right now, hang around here. I'm going to tell you who's coming in for video games. You guys don't want to miss this. It is like 9 of the biggest creators in the video game world today. Right now, we got them coming on the show in January, in February. So with that being said, you're up. Cory D is up. What is your Rosie? And tell us about it.
All right, my Rosie, I'm going to get to that, but I probably threw y'all for a little loop there. I didn't mean like gas station snacks or something like that. Like I would buy them locally at the stores
That's cool.
near the house. But my Rosie, let's see if any of y'all remember this, is a tangy Laffy Taffy. They used to come in like a little pack about like that, and they were flat and kind of wide. And these in particular had a little monster on them. And my favorite one was the grape one. It had like a iguana looking monster, and he had his colors were purple, of course. And that candy, man, making my mouth water thinking about it. But would always pick it up right there in Bachelor, Louisiana at LA Express, which is a family ran store, the Ewan's family. And when I would go to that store, that was my go-to candy.
Nice.
I could see Andy messing around on his phone. Andy, did you find it?
So I was trying to figure out which specific one. So it's Tangy Laffy Taffy. and it's.
You know the name, Cory? Or is it?
It's Wonka made, and some of the things.
There it is.
Found it.
Yeah,
and it was always the grape.
Almost looks like an airhead, right? Like that shape, at least.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So here you go. This right here.
Oh yeah, there he is at the top.
Yeah, nice. I will sell you this. I mean, now these are not jogging my memory, but that's the beautiful thing about nostalgia is that it's like in your own brain. Like nostalgia is relative, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this. Grape is the move, right? And if you're going to get a lot of these, a lot of times these flavors, grape is legit. And I know it's a polarizing thing because some people hate grape because they think of medicine and they do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, again, going back to I had VBS today. Today was our day where we had water slides and stuff and kids had popsicles. I probably had about 5 grape popsicles today.
Dude,
the best popsicle.
Great. So we're gonna do in November and December, it's all food topics. And one of the food topics up for discussion is flavors. We've got to do flavors. Somebody wants to come on and do flavors with us. But grape probably makes my mountain. Yeah, definitely makes my mountain. But when I think of Laffy Taffy, I think of the banana.
Well, yeah, that's
yeah. And
but it's not
discontinued. That aroma in your mouth. It's like something's going on. Something weird. It's not as tangy.
I'm willing to say this. I think that as much hate as grape gets for not tasting like grape, I think banana flavor tastes nothing like a banana. I mean, it is the furthest from being authentic.
But it's delicious.
People know banana flavor.
I love banana flavor. I do.
Look, banana is so good. That's right. Bryce says hi. Zach says banana is so good, but grape is better, right? Grape is better. Cory B, what you know about this? You like these Laffy Taffies?
I do. I wasn't a huge fan of Laffy Taffies. I was definitely more airhead guy. But yeah, grape, literally grape anything. You're right about that. Literally grape anything. Like
Dude,
it's.
I love Delaware Punch.
Or not the Laffy Taffy, but the airheads was rolling them jokers up in a ball.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting there playing. Yeah, yes.
That's what you do. That's the move right there. Yeah. Yeah. So
anyways, man, love this pick, man. That's a good pick. That's a good start. I got a little twist with mine today. I can't wait to share with that. But what were we gonna say, Andy?
I was just gonna say, like Laffy Taffy, like it's a perfect pick because you're eating more than one of those. You know what I mean? Like those suckers are like you're grabbing as many. Yeah. So this is a great pick. I love specifically the one you're picking because of just there's certain things that
Kevin
visually
gets the trophy today. Look at this.
Visually just give you nostalgia, and these wrappers and the colors and the everything involved with it definitely do that. So Random Rip says not fond of bananas but love banana flavored candy, which tastes not. Yeah, exactly. I love bananas too. So
and then Barry comes in hot. Barry's our
Come on, man.
That's good.
Barry is always good for a good joke. All right, so and he's probably not joking, not at all. But
Random Rips,
Cory
real quick,
B,
he
you're
said
up,
this.
man.
He said this. Random Rip says, but Laffy Taffy still made isn't. Yeah, but so just if you came in a little bit on the tail end of that, he's speaking about a specific one from the 90s. It was like the tangy Laffy Taffy. So that's the one.
Yeah, it was a specific flavor and spot from that. Yeah. Barry says true story. So with that being said, Cory B, you're up, and it's your turn. So what were you thinking when you curated your list? Like, what's your criteria for your list today?
So I guess I didn't start with a criteria, but what I did notice is 2 of my choices come from, of course, all 4 of them childhood, but 2 of them more so memories from my grandparents' house, and then the other 2 more so just around my house.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Which absolutely.
If you've been around a while, our 2 favorite words are iconic and nostalgic, and they just get talked about a lot. So, what is this nostalgic, discontinued food? Your Rosie.
So my Rosie, I'm gonna go with the guess I would say a easy conventional one. I'll get to the deep cuts later, but Butterfinger BBs. I don't know why. But gas stations, Walmart at the checkout aisle, I'm like, ooh, can I have this? Can I get this? Like, I always wanted Butterfinger BBs.
I absolutely am all on board with your pick. Here's what's cool about Butterfinger BBs to me. I don't like Butterfinger. Like, I don't like just a standard Butterfinger. But I will tell you, there's something about the BB that was just, and I think also like maybe like deep down, like the fact that Bart Simpson was like the spokesman for Butterfinger. Like, I love the Simpsons, so it was kind of like an awesome thing. You took a Benjamin away from me. It was my 5. It was my 5. It was right there. But here's my nostalgia. And I want to hear some of your nostalgia too. But just really briefly, I'm going on a Friday night to Blockbuster, and you better believe when I get to that.
Yes. No, you're right. That's it. Yes.
Put it in the popcorn.
Yeah, that's it right there. So anyway, so
I'll take this. So I was watching a thing today. I'm like, I always like, and we'll talk a little bit more of this when it's my turn. But I always kind of make my list, and then I kind of go in different places to find how I'm gonna narrow it down. And I watched a few YouTube videos this morning or this afternoon, actually, after I got back from school, and all of them had BBs. But I was like, I always go and watch to try and get some factoids about it. And it's on my Benjamin as well. It's probably more about 7 or so. I didn't think it was going to make it to me. So I put it low on the mountain. Like, I was like, it's probably going to be gone. So just a reminder on Benjamins, that's picking things that haven't been mentioned today. So since it's not in my top 4, Andy's top 4, we can't pick it. With that being said, BBs, they make a new one, and it's supposed to be
Butterfinger bit.
It's supposed to be just the same, and nobody thinks it's the same. It's a different shape. It's a little bigger. One of the things that I love about like Reese's peanut butter cups, there are certain ones that have the perfect amount of peanut butter compared to chocolate. And with this Butterfinger BBs, it was the perfect amount. It was perfect. They were like Whopper size.
You get the ratio.
Right. So you're not getting too much of each one. You're getting exactly what each bite should taste like.
A perfect bite every single time.
Love this pick. That's a great pick. Now, there's lots of people talking in the chat. Random Rip cereal is going to be a snack today. Absolutely.
Yes.
Butterfinger BBs is on my list. The BBs were developed for theaters. Blockbuster on a Friday was epic. Yes, it was.
Listen, there was not a better. I literally on my own social media today, I follow this guy. It's like That 90s Kid Life or something. It's like one of my favorite channels that I follow. And he posted a reel, and he was basically explaining, like almost in tears, remembering going to Blockbuster and then your dad being like, you know what, you can get a game and a movie. Like, that's like, you'll never live that again. And it's just sad.
Anybody else here work at Blockbuster? Did you work at Blockbuster, Andy?
No, I didn't. I
didn't work at Blockbuster, but I worked in Blockbuster. So for a while, I worked at Dish Network at the booth that was inside of it. And bro, what was cool about that is that I got all the discounts and perks of the people that work there, renting videos and stuff in the candy aisle. I would bring home candy and that cool popcorn and like stacks of movies. I think we got like 10 a week for free. It was crazy. So we were like, anyways, good pick. Good pick. All right. Well, it's my turn
already. Nice. All right, Kirk, you're up, man. Criteria.
So I'll just say this. I haven't done this in a while, Andy, and I'll show it backwards. You still can't see.
The handwritten notes?
I got handwritten today. So
we didn't save all those somehow.
If you go back and rewind, you can pause it and see it. Back in the day, I did everything handwritten because I'm old. No, just because I kept doing it on my phone, and I was watching, and I didn't have all the things I needed, so I'm like, I'm just going to write them down. So I divided and conquered today. What I realized that there were 5 different categories of discontinued foods. And I'm going to try and pick one of each. But although I'm picking 4, one of them's going to have to go on the Benjamins, and then I'll kind of repeat. So for this snacks or foods or drinks or whatever is I got cereal, drinks, candy, chips and cookies, and then fast food. So there's kind of like the deal. Oh, well, ice cream too. So ice cream and cookies I put together, and chips and candy I put together. So with that being said, I'm going to pick kind of one from each category to try and kind of follow this out. Most of mine are really old, but I've got a few bangers that are really upsetting. My number four, I'm going to go, and man, I can go all over this list. My number 4, I'm going to go with a ice cream. And I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. Andy, you know I kind of do that sometimes. There is a type of ice cream, and there's 2 separate kinds of this, and both of them were canceled. So I'm going to just squeeze them 2 together because they were all both out almost at the same time. But there's probably a bigger reason why it hasn't come back, because my man Bill Cosby used to do them. I'm going with the Jell-O pudding and gelatin pops. Ooh. Bro, the pudding pops and the gelatin pops. So the pudding pops was like frozen pudding, and the gelatin pops was like frozen like fruit, whatever. And oh my gosh, I love Ava in the house. Welcome. Must be one of my amazing students. So welcome. But yeah, man, I had boxes of these in my freezer at all times as a kid. At all times. And like, it was my favorite like frozen snack was the pudding pops or the gelatin pops, and we had them both. And I can remember like trying to pick which one I wanted. I liked all the flavors. I love the swirl ones the best than the pudding. But the commercial was iconic, was epic. I saw a thing just the other day. They were talking about all this stuff going on with, man, the world is crazy right now, right? So, you know, we're talking about Puff Daddy or P. Diddy and Tupac and all that. And they're talking about Mr. Beast and all these other folks in the world that are just kind of getting in trouble. And there was a meme, and it said something to the effect was, I hope Bill Cosby has a pudding pop waiting for him. And I just cracked up laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so funny. But pudding pops, gelatin pops, that was my ice cream go-to.
That's a fantastic pick. And I mean, obviously you can't see or you can't hear that without seeing the box. Ooh. Or like the commercial, the whole deal. Like, yeah, this is a great pick. This is great. You know, and it's interesting, and we're probably going to talk about quite a few snacks today, and we kind of already did with the Butterfinger BBs, where there have been things that are sort of like it, but it's just not the same. It's just not going to be the same.
Yoda Papa Vintage Cards, welcome in. I've met you. I've been at your channel. Thanks for coming and showing up over at ours. Just a heads up, Ava, I will tell Mr. Banks hello. Absolutely. And Trickham, unfortunately, I can't make it there. Retro Cart in the house. I hung out with Retro Cart the other day, Andy, at Siege. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to hand all you guys that are new to the chat a wrench. And Andy, finish saying what you were saying. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that there's been things that are going to try to emulate these discontinued snacks, or things that are similar. Like, there's similar type pudding pops, but it's just not. It's not what they were, right? There's something, and it's just a time and a place. You know, I think taste buds change. Obviously, that's a big part of it too. And then we get a more sophisticated palate, and these things just don't hit like they used to. So that is why, again, in the beginning, I said nostalgic food specifically to me is the hardest to recapture, but it is one of the purest joys out there, just to even talk about and think about.
Man, but here's the thing. When I think about that pudding pop, there are a couple instances that I'm like blasted to the past, hanging out, you know, with my buds, playing Final Fantasy, eating a pudding pop or whatever, going outside, hitting the wiffle ball, throwing the football, riding my bike, melting all down your arm. Like, it just great summers. It's just where it's at, man. Eunice in the house. What's up, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the likes, bring some folks in. We're talking your top 4 discontinued snacks ever. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, everybody that's new. And looks like Barry, you owe Yoda a soda. Hopefully you don't wait long enough to where that soda goes discontinued. Oh no, Yoda owes Barry. I read that backwards. So maybe a new Coke or a blue Pepsi or something. I don't want to give all of them away, but hey, let's go back to Andy. Andy. Oh wait, hold on, boys. Cory's. The Corys, like the Haim and Feldman's here. Here we go. Here's the Corys. Hey,
I'm the Feldman.
What do you guys think about Bill Cosby and his pudding pops?
Maybe not Bill Cosby, just the pudding pops. Let's just talk about.
Yeah, I was about to say we're gonna get very controversial with the Bill Cosby, but the pudding pops cannot be denied. You know, they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard to really remember the pudding pops. I think I was a little too young to even remember how they tasted. So honestly, I kind of missed out on that.
Actually, me and you in the same boat, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't remember seeing these things. I don't think I ever had one.
I figured. I will tell you this. It's more of a creamy as opposed to like a fudgesicle. It's more of a creamier taste. And what I remember the most, Andy, and you might remember, is there was like almost a layer of ice, a thin layer of ice around it. And when you cracked into it, you got a little bit of like that ice of like when it was freezing, the condensation coming out of the pudding or whatever it was. Bro, next level.
Yeah.
Cory Hart. Yeah. So, well, what's up, Blocky Kid? Blocky Kid, guys, go follow Blocky Kid.
Yes, absolutely.
One of our video game guys who's going to be here in January and February, Pickin' Preacher. It's his son's channel. Go check that out. Go do that.
This is an interesting top 4. I'm assuming that's what Yoda Papa gave us. Carrot salad, cucumber sandwich, Jello parfaits, and chicken salad grapes. Now, hey, I am a avid fan of chicken salad grapes. Kirk, I know you are down on putting fruit with other things, but avid fan of grapes and the walnuts and the apples in the chicken salad. Give me that stuff. Yeah.
Ava, I'm proud of you for being in JLC. We will miss you this year in class. I was just building my classroom today. For the Corys and everybody in the chat that don't know, I am a health teacher in elementary, and Ava is in 6th grade now. So that's things. But welcome in. So that is our first round. Well,
no, it's not.
None of those are necessarily discontinued unless
it's not our first round.
Yoda decides to stop making them.
Kirk, you're cutting me off. It's not our first round. We're not done.
Oh yeah. I do.
Let me just put my 2 cents in real quick.
Well, you were the last one that talked before I said it, and then I kind of Go ahead, Andy. What's your criteria?
So my criteria, there are so many good things. Now follow me here. It's not necessarily that these are my 4 like best tasting ones, right? You know, I mean, again, I like the taste of them. But what put them over the top for me, how I decided to kind of narrow this down, because I could have gone, I went down a rabbit trail, and it was going to get unhealthy for a minute of all the searching I was doing to figure out these foods. I tied in kind of an experience with the food. So, similar to Cory D, like you said, like you would go to these spots and do this, but there's like some level of emotional attachment to these 4 here that just wasn't necessarily hitting with the other ones. Now, emotional attachment to food is probably part of my problem in life, and I get that, and we probably can all agree with that to some extent. But there was definitely like, when I jog my memory and think of these, it brings me to a time and a place more so than maybe some of these other ones do. So these aren't always necessarily going to be the heaviest hitters. Now, certainly some of them are up there, But these are ones for me personally, because again, nostalgia is a relative, that are just going to they just go over the top for me, right? And I got a billion Benjamins. I mean, it's just wild. So with all of that said, my Rosie, my number 4, is a chip. Okay, and there was
Shocker.
a specific.
I knew you were going chips today.
Yeah. There's a specific flavor of this chip that they don't make anymore. Now they made one that's kind of like it, but again, like I said, it's just not the same. In the 90s, early 2000s, Doritos came out with, no, not the 3Ds, and I know that's the big and I love those, but they came out with just the black bag salsa Doritos were the best. And that's my Rosie. And here's the thing. Now they have a salsa verde now, and I get that, and it's delicious, but it's not the red chips in the black bag salsa Doritos. Here's a weird thing I remember. Growing up as a kid, my parents, we had a pool in our backyard. And there's something about swimming on a hot summer day when you come inside and you've got that PB&J sandwich with some chips on the side of it, and those things hit harder than any bite you'll ever have, right? I would take my PB&J sandwich apart and I would put salsa Doritos on my PB&J to add a little spice crunch. I know it's weird.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not telling you that I'm normal. I'm actually admitting a problem to you all right now. But I would do that, and there's just something about those. They were like perfectly spicy, but not like they're not flaming hot spicy. You know what I mean? But there was just that kick to them where you could keep coming back to it. Salsa Doritos. Yeah, you can all judge me in the comments, and it's okay. But it doesn't take the fact away that it is a nostalgic core memory of mine, that eating PB&J sandwich with salsa Doritos. Again, this is what made my list. I have some emotional tie-in, some memory specifically related to those things. So my Rosie, I'm going with the salsa Dorito.
I was not expecting that.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I like
8
the
out of
salsa
10?
Dorito. I
Fantastic.
thought you were going a different Dorito flavor, not the 3D. 3Ds are okay, but I was thinking of another Dorito flavor. They have like so many that's been kind of like whether it was a movie or some kind of thing that they're trying to celebrate. And they've had flavors that have come and go. They have one flavor like sour cream and onion that has come and gone and come and gone and back and forth. But yeah, it is a good one. Now, Eunice, if you keep talking like that, I'm gonna have to get you out of here. So that is going. You can't be like that, bud. And AJ, it's good seeing you. Living my best life at 60. Welcome in. It's been a while since I've seen you. So, yeah, what do you guys think about salsa Doritos?
Never had them, but I was not expecting a PB&J mixture in there.
No.
I was thinking swimming pool and chips. I was thinking he was about to say he's going to put the chips on an actual sandwich and smash it and eat it.
I could see ham and cheese, turkey,
Exactly.
even a nice Cuban, and put those chips on there. But a PB&J,
Dude,
look, you're allowed to have your opinions, but your opinions are wrong.
Here's the deal. I definitely did put them on ham and cheese too, but I was a PB&J guy.
Right.
Listen, I mean, it is what it is. You're eating them together anyway. Might as well put them together. Anyway, I digress. But it's all about the salsa.
Echo, I'm sending you a wrench for the moderator. Just let you know you're welcome in here. Awesome. So yeah, PB&J. As a kid, you kind of test things out, man, and sometimes. And I promise you, most of the flavor was probably a little disappeared, but you still got the spice and the crunch. So, I mean, that's kind of how those things work. Probably not as bad as we would imagine right off the bat. Because there's some weird things people do, and man, they just end up being pretty good. So mayonnaise on a vanilla wafer for the
I've
weird
heard about it.
Ugh.
There's some things, and the other one. What's the other big one? Mustard on watermelon.
Yeah,
I've heard of that one.
watermelon.
Apparently a
I
thing.
haven't
Obviously, a
heard
lot
of
of people
that
put salt on it and whatnot.
one. Right.
Modern
Salt.
Day Breakfast Club, for real. Yeah, hopefully we'll see Bert here in a little bit. Hopefully we'll see those guys coming back around. But Modern Day Breakfast Club, yes. Anybody out there, if you're a creator and you want to get connected in the world, once we got connected with Modern Day Breakfast Club, bro, we have kind of taken off in one direction or another. Them and Spine Ticks, as well as a few other friends. And we'll talk about them later. But okay, so we are at that first round. Second round, TJ Jazzy Jeff, Thomas Jefferson. We consider him third on the mountain. Number 3, Cory D. You're up first. What were you? You don't need to give us criteria now. You can just jump right on in and see where we go.
All right. Well, my TJ will be the Wonka Shockers. Whew, my taste buds are just going crazy, right?
Yeah.
Shocking the tongue thinking about them. These are picked up. Actually, I kind of lied. This one's not so much local, but in my parish. These would only get picked up when we had to go to the old Winn-Dixie, which is no longer there. So yeah, that was my pick them up at the register. Candy.
There's a trend you're going on.
You kind of looked them up. You have something to say?
Well, I was just going to say, you're kind of on a trend here. You have like that fruity, soury, kind of tangy candy in your first 2 picks. So that's you're stacking your deck with this similar candy situation. But I love it.
I don't have the Shockers because I completely forgot about Shockers. They had the sprees, and these were like chewier sprees. But if I remember correctly, there's another one that's on my Benjamin that is very similar to this. And I'm probably not going to pick it, but I'll leave it until the end. But I love Shockers. They were awesome. They're like so tangy. It was like almost sour, and it give you that like, that's where the Shocker came from, that little jolt. Right. But it's one of those classic candies from the 80s, 90s that are just fantastic. Early 2000s. So, yeah.
Cory D, how old are you? Just so I have a time frame reference here.
32.
32. Just underneath where I am, so similar time frame there. I was definitely getting Shockers at concession at school, for sure.
Yes, that's what popped in my head, too. I completely forgot about him until he said it.
I think of getting a math class after lunch or whatever and having Shockers.
Yes.
Like there's just yeah. This is a great pick, dude.
So Andy, honestly, I just want to make sure I'm seeing this correctly. You typed in the chat. I'll film a short on that. Are you doing a short eating wafers and mayo?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Just told
there is a challenge.
Doritos with
doing a short on mayo and vanilla wafers.
Right. Yeah, maybe we'll do a whole series of like weird food combinations.
Shout out to Wichita State. Wichita State did pretty good in basketball not long ago, and they won the College World Series. I remember as a kid. Yeah, Wichita State, the Shockers. Man, that's a good pick, man. I kind of forgot about this. PB&J is good. Yes, it is, Bryce. Bryce, are you done playing your game, buddy? Type in the chat. Are you gonna ever finish that geometry dash, or what? What do you got going on, man? So,
my brain can't think fast enough to play that game. I've watched kids play that game, and I'm like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Bryce is trying to beat it. He's been trying to beat it. Yeah, you finished it? Bryce, you finished it? Oh, for now. Tiberon for now. Tiberon's in the house. What do you think of Sudan versus USA? Is that soccer in the Olympics? I'm guessing, AJ. Is that what we're talking about?
USA. I mean, I don't.
Or is that basketball? AJ, is that basketball? What is that? I'll tell you right now. I haven't really paid attention to the Olympics right now. I need to. I love the Olympics, but I haven't gotten that mode yet because of school. But yeah. Well, right, Bryce, we appreciate it. Yoda has thrown in four new things into the chat.
Well, 3. He needs help with another gum. I don't know if it counts as gum, but there's some other ones.
I got a gum on my Benjamins. If you wait, I got a gum on my Benjamin.
All right.
So Cory D, you're up, bud. Is it basketball? Yeah, basketball. I figured because it's AJ. It's basketball. I gotta go check it out. Are they playing tonight? When are they playing, AJ? Write it in the chat. I'll go check it out. Now I know. Are you talking WNBA or NBA, girl? Is it women's or men? Because I know the women were they ended up losing to like the regular team, I think. And AJ, I know that's probably what you're. Yeah, they've been played. I'll have to go check it out. Who won? Tell me who won. Nice. So the men's.
All right. Well, let's get to more discontinued snacks. Let's not discontinue our conversation. Cory B, where are you at for your next pick? Your TJ Jazzy Jeff.
All right, my TJ is also going to go like with my first choice is more so what I remember like with my parents, memories like that. So it's not necessarily the snack, but it was Welch's came out with these, I guess it was limited edition, obviously. The jars of jelly that had like some of them had I think Winnie the Pooh characters, some of them had Tom and Jerry,
Scooby-Doo,
and yeah, Scooby-Doo. I remember because after we used them, of course, they became the water cups for all the kids whenever we'd come running inside after playing outside for a while. But I absolutely loved having those glasses. I like to collect like glasses just in general. So like to have those, like I had the Batman glasses from McDonald's or whatever. So like, yeah, like I love having those.
That is amazing. I love this pick. It's another one that's kind of unlocks a core memory. They had a Muppets in Space line. Do you remember that one? The Muppets in Space.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're saying that reminds me. Like it's a deep cut. This is a deep cut. Like this is something that comes from the recesses.
Yeah. So these are cool. I like that it's like, kind of bending the rules here, but that's okay. Not rules, but like bending like the idea of like when I thought of snacks, I didn't necessarily think of just like the whole package like that. But that is
right.
I'll accept it. If you guys accept my Doritos and PB&J, I'll accept this.
We'll accept it.
Yeah.
I love this pick. A couple weeks ago, we were doing fast food toys. One of the things we talked about were the glasses that you buy from there. But I remember as a kid, man, I had a whole collection of like just licensed glasses. And being from New Orleans, we got Mardi Gras cups too. But like you just had like your whole cabinet was filled with like cartoon cups.
A hodgepodge of just all of it. Yes.
Eunice, it got to go, bud. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back positively here. That is a great pick. I'm looking at it again, just Googling just to help jog some memory. There's so many of these, like different characters and different, like there's the Muppet ones, there's the Peanuts, there's Winnie the Pooh, there's Dr. Seuss. I mean, there's so many of these that they put out there. I wonder if, what these are going for.
That's a good question.
I wonder if it's more for anything. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing.
Probably a small fortune.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about finding the right buyer is the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Or you still have some of those?
I guarantee you my mother does. I guarantee you she does. I know she still has my Batman glasses, so.
Nice.
So,
nice.
yeah, look, Tiburon says cartoon pterodactyl as well. Or cartoon. Yeah, cartoon pterodactyl. I've sold them on eBay. Only go for like $8. Yeah, small.
Well.
Small. So.
Been worth holding on to.
It's a cool pick, though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Yeah. If you know our show, it's your top 4, and this series is nostalgia. So if that's nostalgic to you, man, I'm all about it. Sometimes it's the packaging. Sometimes it's the packaging. So
hey, Farrell's in the house.
What's up, Farrell? Hey, Farrell. By the way, everybody, Farrell Inferno was supposed to be on the show here in August. Andy is got an event with church. We had to make some moves, and Farrell is not able to join us that week when we make those moves. So, Farrell, I'm hoping that you can come on maybe in our video game section because you're a great video game YouTuber creator. Go check out Farrell Inferno. We are going to bring on that flipper dude for that specific show, Farrell. So we were able to pick up somebody. We don't have a topic yet, but Farrell, since you're here, before you jump out, just letting you know. Yeah, Farrell's great show. Tiberon, you too. You want to join in the video game world? Let's go. Hey, I'll go into mine. TJ, Jesse, Jeff. I got cereal, candy, chips, cookies, whatever, and I'm gonna come in. There is a very specific snack that I absolutely love as a kid, and I'm gonna go with that one candy that is kind of like sparking my mind. I'm going with the candy on this one, and I am going with Bonkers candy, and it was very similar to your pick, Cory D, with the Laffy Taffy, but it was like fruit chews, and they were in a square, and then they had like, so I love the strawberry, and there was like light strawberry on the outside, and it had like a darker strawberry dye in the middle, and man, they were really cool about the commercials are what really got them. They would drop like fruit on top of people. The fruit was like knocking people crazy. But Bonkers candy, it was out in the late 80s and 90s. I think it ended in like late 90s. I remember always thinking that Bonkers cartoon was kind of a part of it, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Because I was like, my core memory always put those two together when I was researching. They weren't together, but it was one of my favorite candies as a kid that I thought about being discontinued, that I, being in that grocery store line, being in that spot. Yeah, very much. They're very much like Starburst, right? But they were more square, like rectangle shaped. And, but like mom buying that, and they came in, remember Mambas? They still got Mambas hanging around. It's kind of like a Mamba, right? Or a Starburst in that long tube. So yeah, I love them, man. Bonkers, especially the strawberry flavor.
I don't know these. These are a little bit before my time, but I did think immediately of Bonkers the cartoon when you brought this up.
Yeah, I always in my mind they were synonymous together, and they are not.
I don't see anything tying them together, but yeah, I just thought of the cartoon. But yeah,
so I kind of pulled up some things for each one of mine. Bonkers candy was in the mid 80s, and it lasted to early 2000s. So it was chewy fruit candy, several flavors. And my favorite was the strawberry. What I remember, you guys remember Strawberry Quick, like the milk?
Yeah,
that was the strawberry flavor. It tasted like was very much like strawberry milk.
Yeah. I don't have much to go off on these ones. I mean, they look almost like a haichu, like you said, Mamba haichu, that type of stuff. That's fruit chewy candies. So, but sounds fun. I wonder if you can find any of these online that are expired and see who those bad.
Yeah, Bryce. Quickly just jumping in. Yeah, Geometry Dash is extremely hard. Now I can't believe you're trying to finish it, but man, good luck to you. Good luck. Every time I show up, you're on it for like days.
Barry says, I thought of Archie Bonker. Dude, we got to get Barry on the show, man. I love it.
Archie Bonker. Man, Archie Bonker. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
But I love All in the Family.
Do you guys, so I'm assuming Bonkers not jogging any kind of memories for the Corys either?
The thing is, a lot of these are probably going to jog my memories, but that's because my mother raised me on VH1, and like I love the 80s and I love the 90s. She raised me very well on pop culture, so I know of a lot of these things, but unfortunately there was some of it that I didn't get to experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember what he's talking about, but I think it's just from a yes.
Exactly
yes.
I'm seeing them, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, and they came in all kinds of flavors. So just kind of like the Laffy Taffy, they had all different flavors. Strawberry was my jam. Watermelon wasn't too bad. Grape, orange, lemon, and they actually had a chocolate. I don't remember a chocolate, but sure. Yeah, I used to love VH1 too, Bryce.
VH1. Pop-up video.
Now you just get back in here, bro. You curse, and I gotta send you, man. I just can't have it. I cannot have it, bro. So, who's up next?
It's me.
Andy's up.
Yes. All right, here we go. All right, so again, with the tie-in to a specific story, specific time and place, in the 90s, there was this craze that went across the country of, low cal, these healthy snacks or whatever. And for whatever reason, this was one of them, but it definitely didn't taste like that. And I remember it because my mom was big on this program called Weight Watchers, which kind of took its big thing during the 90s. Is you got a certain amount of points per day, that whole deal. So 1990s, out of Nabisco comes this line called Snackwells, which was this healthier option of these things. And Snackwells had these devil's food cookie cakes. Dude, these things, and again, I'm not saying it's the greatest tasting thing, but there's something that there's nothing else that tastes like these things that I've ever tried. They're like these pillowy, like it's got a harder shell of chocolate around it, a little bit of whatever in there, and then it's got like a cake on the inside. And I just remember devouring these things as a kid. They were my mom's stash of Weight Watchers snacks, but I would eat them. And they were just, again, it was like this low fat type of thing or whatever. And it's absolutely going to be one of those things where it's like, I taste it now and I'd be like, yeah, these are not that great. But like, again, at the time, these were some of my favorite snacks there. Again, I think it was like in the, not too long after that, they got discontinued. 2000s. It looks like about that time when they were discontinued. But yeah, there was that time, and it's that green box with those little round hockey puck little cookie cake things that were just, man, time and place, man. Again, that is just, I love these things. Snackwells. You guys remember these at all?
Yeah,
I actually do.
Yeah.
My mom.
It's everyone's mom had them. I know.
Yeah. And they smacked, dude. They smacked. They were so
They
good.
did.
And it's like you bite into it and it's just like a cloud of chocolate. It was so good, dude.
It's funny because
perfect because it was that kind of like that chocolatey shell, but inside it was like almost a cupcake.
Yeah,
almost kind of like
It was like a pre Oreo cakester kind of
right,
maybe
which is something that could show up.
Well, no, it can't because it actually has
back. Yeah,
it came back.
Yeah, I had something similar like that too. Like it was actually my grandmother's stash. It was called the Smart Ones dessert, and one of them was like it was like a cookie with ice cream and chocolate sauce. I'm like, how is this a diet food? Like, I can destroy these.
I showed this comment while you were talking, but if he's still there, Farrell, man, enjoy House of the Dragon. Let us know how it is. And Barry, shout out to Marie.
Yes. Yeah. So we always had these in the house, and I just can't get them again. They're not there. I don't know of anything that's even like trying to replicate that. So, man, these are just what I think when I was scrolling through like, discontinued foods, and as soon as if I would see a picture of the box or the product or whatever, if it immediately just sparked this thing. But yeah, it was awesome. I love it.
Later, Tyrone. Maybe I'll see you on one of your late night streams soon. Good night.
Yeah.
Chico sticks are fantastic.
No, they're not. They're garbage. They're garbage.
No, they're fantastic.
Get them out of here. It's like the inside of a Butterfinger, except without the other good
they
stuff.
They're very much like a Butterfinger. But with that being said, it is halfway through. We're halfway through this mountain, and it is time for our commercial break. There are several people I'd like to shout out right now. One, Bert's Beats, Modern Day Breakfast Club. Many of us are a part of that community. I've seen him grow from like a little bit over 2,000 to now he's like at 25,000, 26,000. Bert is a community organizer of YouTube. There are so many different channels there. Go over there if you want to network with other great people. Spine Ticks. When we started watching him, 13,000. 13,000. Now he's pushing 240,000 subs.
Come on.
It's insane what's happening over there at that show. He's got a nice little live. Haven't seen him in the show yet, but that's fine. If I see those two guys, I always want to support them when I can. But I want to support some people that are even closer to us. Number one, I want to support like my guys down below, PeliCon, but we want to support St. Tammany Collectors Con, which is the first convention we were a part of, and we want to support Louisiana RetroCon with Davey. Those two guys have both invited, Ben and Davey have invited us to be a part of some great things. And at the conventions, we are able to preach the gospel at the convention as a part of the convention, not just picketing out front, not at our table, but literally hanging out with just people that are our breed. They're our type of folks, nerds, geeks, gamers. And we've been afforded the opportunity to preach on Sunday at the conventions for all the vendors who aren't able to make it to church because of the convention, and all of the goers, the people visiting, the con goers, if they want to stop in. It's a nerdy message. We call it Reboot, and you can see it right down there by Cory B, those two beautiful faces. Reboot, the unconventional ministry. And I just want to do this for you, and I will share another one of our great friends and get back to what we're doing.
Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
They're getting closer.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
Yeah, that is a convention coming near you. And we also do, Reboot does the, we do Sunday devotionals for anybody that wants to check in. We're not, our goal isn't to be the church, but if you are seeking, you have questions, and you just want to connect with other people that are like-minded, we'd love to pray for you. Andy, I don't know if you saw it, but on the Inside Out one that we did, we had a lady that messaged about her husband losing a job. If you're a Christian, if you're the praying type, you're a spiritual person, we'd love for you guys to pray for her and her husband as he's losing his job. It was the first real prayer request that's come in on Reboot, and that just made me so excited. And I've had a conversation. She has become a subscriber, and she's going to visit us more often. So I have an Acolyte devotion coming out. Andy, I think, has an If devotion maybe possibly showing up. We've got some other ones that are planned. But we also, last commercial before we go, up there at the top corner over Andy is the Culture Box. The Culture Box are just a bunch of Christian creators that it was the first group of people that invited us to partner with them. And we love these guys. And we just want to highlight one of our favorites today. Andy, who is our favorite Culture Box creator to share with our friends?
Well, I think we should give a good shout out to our friends over at the Stunning and Brave podcast. Let's check it out. Each week, hosts Chris Cowan of the Babylon Bee and Nate Henderson of some boring budgeting job confess their privilege, spotlight stunning social media posts, and fabricate outrage, all while keeping you super woke and enlightened. They will make you laugh. That's right, you have no choice. Check out Stunning and Brave at stunningandbrave.net. All right, go check out our friends over there at Stunning and Brave. Let them know that the Rushmore Show sent you.
Yep, Stunning and Brave, fun friends. They hopefully one day we'll have Stunning and Brave come on the show. I think they're the one guys of the Culture Box that haven't made it on our show yet. But let's get to the second half of this mountain. I see there's some new people in there. Just want to give you guys this and just say welcome to the Summit Squad. Cory D, you're coming up right after this. look, guys, I've given wrenches out to everybody I think that's in the chat because you guys are part of the Summit Squad. As long as you're cool, I won't take it away. If you're not cool, I'll take it away and send you a packet. Because, listen, we are a family-friendly show, and we're all about community here, and we love everybody that comes on, and we want to support all the other folks. Here's the thing. YouTube's hard. Being a creator's hard. Doing these things are hard, and the best way to do it is to support each other. If you guys support us, we'll support you. With that being said, you follow along. We're halfway through our mountain. We've got number 2 and 1 for each one of us. I saw Butterfinger BBs being mentioned. We mentioned that earlier, but hey, stick around. You might hear some of those other great ones. Cory D, you're up, bud.
All right. Let's see. Next up, I'm gonna go with the Bug City candy. Used to come in a round plastic bottle. I think the lid was purple or green. I don't really quite remember. I just remember it, when you open it up, it had like a screen, so it was like you actually capturing the little tart bugs, like captivity or collecting the bugs is how it felt. It was screened and whatnot. I would get these when we go to Ennis, which is right by the house. We would get these mainly when we were about to go fishing. So they're just like a sweet tart to me. They were. They've been out for a while, discontinued for a while. So taste buds, like I said, they change, and my memory might be a little bit fuzzy. But I just the packaging and it just being like a tart candy, that was my go-to at Ewan's in Ennis.
That is definitely throwing me for a wrench there because I don't remember these. Like these are not jogging any memory. They basically look like Flintstone vitamins.
Yes!
Yeah.
Dude, not only do they look like them, they have the same like feel and whatever. They don't have that.
Yes, they did.
They don't have that medicine, vitamin, protein taste, but they're just like a sweet tart, dude. They're so good.
Yeah.
I remember these. My kids used to eat these. My oldest, McKenna, and man, I remember Bug City, dude.
So they have these things that as I'm scrolling through called Crunchy Crawly Crew, which apparently is like still out there now, but it's like definitely a knockoff of what those were, which is
they
pretty
look like salt shakers.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. Cory B, you're a Bug City guy?
I'm trying to remember that. It does sound familiar, but I don't know if I actually had that.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember seeing it, but I never got them.
Oh.
I remember they had like the dust that was just in there. You know?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like a bunch of rocks in there, you know? Like, yeah.
Gosh.
Of course, Bryce, you're part of the fam now, man. Love what you do. But just make sure we keep it kosher. Lion King cereal. Nah, I don't remember Lion King.
I remember the Lion King video game and question
extremely hard.
sanity.
Extremely hard.
Yeah.
Cory D, good pick. Bug City,
Okay.
man, that is a core memory unlocked. I wasn't even thinking about that one. All right, Cory B, you're up.
All right. So these next two more so memories from my grandparents' house. They used to keep the house pretty stocked with snacks, but limit us on eating them when we visit because otherwise we would clear them out. But one of the drinks that I used to love, they would buy every flavor of the Sprite remix.
Yeah.
And I would just have my pick of whichever one I was feeling that day.
Yes.
Because they had, I think it was like 3 or 4 different flavors.
The tropical one.
Like
There was
Starfire or something, wasn't it? Like a
Yeah, they had some. Two of them had like really cool names. They had the tropical, and then God, I can't remember what the other ones were.
Here it is. Tropical Berry Clear and Aruba Jam.
Yeah, I loved the Aruba Jam. Aruba Jam was my jam.
So
Sprite Remix was basically Sprite with flavoring it. And
yeah, right.
They were all different kind of flavors. Which, here's the thing, like Sprite Remix is when like Cherry Coke had just got popular a couple years prior, and then Vanilla Coke, and then you're doing that. And this was Sprite's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna jump on this. And for whatever reason, it didn't take off, but I loved it. There was like a fruit punch kind of flavor that was just off the chain. I'm gonna tell you this. This is my number 5.
Nice.
This was gonna be my first Benjamin out the gate if it made it. So
Oh, dude, oh my gosh. Like literally in some of these back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, but not long ago, we talked about shockers, and I got these at the concession stand. Dude, I absolutely got Sprite Remix in high school. Like this was what I was.
Take
It must have been schools and my grandparents keeping them in business for so long.
It's like I think it said it came out in like 04, so I'm in 04, 07. Like this was my jam. I love these. This is another Benjamin that was taken away from me just because of it. This is a great
remix is legit.
So now prior to Sprite Remix, did you guys make your own Sprite Remix and put Skittles in your Sprite?
Yeah, I was just saying, like put the shockers in the Sprite was kind of like, give
it a little extra flavor, and then Remix, hey, let's do it for them.
I was about to say, I just remember the Sprite and grabbing a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, it put a bag of Skittles in that thing. Yeah, man, for sure.
It is crazy that Sprite doesn't do a lot of different flavors. They're like, hey, we're Sprite now,
But they're
I feel like there's too many.
I think it's up there as the GOAT of sodas, and I know it's not always like this. But you tell me, you get a Sprite from McDonald's.
Oh yeah, the spicy Sprite.
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
It is quite spicy.
Yes.
Chris.
Oh, dude, that's good. That's good. I love this.
Well, look, I'm gonna come in. Dang, that was gonna be my first drink off my list. Dang it. That's the one I was keeping. So I don't have a drink in my top 4. My drink was gonna be number 5. I'm going with the fast food one here. Now, there's 6 bang that I have from the fast food world, and all of them can be considered a snack except for maybe one. And when I say a snack, meaning you can get you don't have to necessarily fill up on this. But my number 1, my go-to. Now they still make this kind of, but I'm going to Taco Bell. And at Taco Bell, they make a Gordita Crunch, but they got rid of the best sauce ever, the Baja Gordita. And I am here to tell you, if you don't have the Baja sauce, you're missing it. And they make a Gordita Crunch, and that's good, but the Baja Gordita, and Andy, this is the one that I said I never got it in my lunchbox. But my goodness, Mom would have been the champion if I got a Baja Gordita in my lunchbox. Dude, love this so much. But they don't make the Baja sauce anymore. And I remember when it went out, and I would go in, and I'm like, I'm not eating Taco Bell ever again. Like, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, you mean to tell me y'all make Gorditas but no Baja sauce? Can I buy it? Is it at the grocery store? Like, where can I find this stuff? And I was like, it was like a crackhead losing his crack. I was like, done. I was like, I'm done. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Let me camp on this here for a minute, because this is a great conversation. I've had this. What you think about Taco Bell? Regardless, I absolutely love Taco Bell. I think it's amazing, because here's the biggest part about it. Not that it's the best food. It has absolutely been the most consistent fast food restaurant over its span. Now, have they added things? Have they done? The crunchy taco today tastes like the crunchy taco did when I was a kid. It is. There has been
the bean burrito.
There has been no change. Now they added like a weird Cheez-It thing. Like nobody cared. Nobody our age is really getting those things. Like we're getting the standards. Those Cinna twists are the same they were when I was a child.
Now, I will say this. They, in the very beginning, they used to take like the tostada salad bowl shell, and they were like huge. They're the cinnamon. And they were like these big like wafer things before they went to the twist.
Yeah. But dude, so your Gordita Crunch, when that thing came out, it was like, it's the best of everything. It's got all the textures you want in a taco. It's got all the flavors you need. And then that Baja sauce, dude, so good. So good. So
dude,
good.
It was tangy. It was kind of mayonnaisey. It was so good. And I would get the steak Baja Gordita.
Yeah.
And bro,
Another thing that, well, I don't want to say any other things, and if anyone else is going
There's
to
a
talk
couple
about
others out there.
a couple other discontinued things that we could talk about, but yeah, this is
going to be my one fast food because there's a bunch.
Real estate, man.
There's a bunch. Look, I got my list of fast food right there. It was the number one for
well,
me.
So when was this discontinued? Because I absolutely had these.
I looked it up today. Hold on, I'll tell you the exact day. Not the exact day.
Did the Corys have Baja sauce on their Gordita Crunch?
No, I did not.
Y'all are in like kind of like really good food area, Louisiana too, though. So maybe you didn't hit Taco Bell.
So apparently,
Oh no, I definitely still did.
Apparently, it was introduced in the late '90s, and it was discontinued in the early 2000s. So it couldn't have been
quick. It was a flash in a pan, baby.
Yeah. So it was a soft taco shell filled with ground beef, or I got the steak one. Lettuce, cheese, and the creamy Baja sauce.
So that's the Gordita, but the Gordita Crunch
sauce. It has a cult following with periodic calls to the company for it to return.
Taco Bell, what are you doing? You gave us a Cheez-It in a Crunch Wrap. No one's asking. You've given us things that we don't need. You took the Mexican pizza away for a minute, and then we demanded it back, and it's back. And it's beautiful.
They took away I think they took away the steak quesadilla.
Yeah, they took away the spicy chicken and from the spicy chicken Crunchwrap Supreme. You can only do beef now. Give us what we want. Give those people what they want, man.
Exactly.
Cory Bardsley still keeps them in business, though. I think the Plaquemine Taco Bell suffering since you moved away, but yeah.
Cory, listen, I definitely do not have Taco Bell waiting in the kitchen for me after that.
Hey, go with him. He'll get that Baja Blast. I forget what else he get, but he's the one that told me about the fountain drinks.
Yeah.
He told me about the fountain drinks. No ice.
No ice. You get no ice. You get more drink, and it doesn't get watered down.
I love
and it's already cold.
It already comes out cold. You don't need the ice.
Hey, Bardsley, you remember?
Hey, Bert, I see you chatting and talking to everybody. Welcome in. Mexican pizza. Here's the thing about Mexican pizza. It came and it left. For a brief period, it was there. They brought it back. And
it's just as good as it was. It's the same as it was.
I think Mexican pizza is going to be kind of like the McRib. It's going to be a seasonal thing. They pop in and out to boost sales and just like, oh, it's back.
My thing is this, and this is my thing with Taco Bell. All of the food is the same. It's the same ingredients. You can make it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it back there. I know you do.
You have everything. It's tortilla.
Except the Baja sauce. They don't have the sauce.
Well, the sauce.
All right, that's true.
That's different. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's I love. We can do a Rushmore.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than the McRib. But what I was going to say, Bert, is I had a little small commercial for you earlier because I missed you. But welcome on the show. Hey, so all right, Andy, what's your link?
Yeah. All right. So my next one on my list, again, continuing this, I'm going to stay in the fast food realm too for this pick.
Do it. Come on, take my number 2.
This might be yours because you were very passionate about these, and we've talked about these not very long ago. But I'm going to the Golden Arches, and not for what most people are going to think. I'm going to the Golden Arches for. I wanted this to be my number one, but when I say my number one, you'll understand my number one. I'm going to those shortbread cookies back in the day, dude. Those McDonald's cookies that were shaped like Hamburglar and Grimace and Ronald McDonald. Dude, I've never in my life craved shortbread cookies. Like just normally, as much as I want these McDonald's ones. What did they put in these cookies as a child that they were the greatest thing ever? Like there is like, it's like that memory. You're never going to get that bite again. And it's sad, but it's also like, like Dr. Seuss, like I'm going to smile because it happened. I'm not going to cry because it's not going to happen again. Like I at least had that memory. Now, McDonald's today has the cookies, right? They've got your oatmeal raisin, your chocolate. Get it out of here. No, you're not Otis Spunk.
Wait. That's a little harsh.
No, I'm gonna be harsh.
Never tasted a bad cookie at
I'm
any of those fast food places.
yes. But I've never tasted a cookie as good as these ones that I'm talking about.
The fact that they used to throw these cookies at parades tells you all you need to know. Like, Ronald McDonald is up on the float throwing these cookies to kids.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe it's.
That's actually how I remember them, actually.
Right? Like, dude, kids are fighting in the streets for them.
Dude, we talked about these cookies, like 2 weeks ago?
I will say this, Andy. Out of all my fast food, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
3 of them are from Taco Bell, 4 of them from McDonald's.
So I was, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we did fast food toys, and he threw us for a loop when he put this out there. But you could get this in your kids' meal, right? Dude, what I would do, like, it's so weird. I think about it's like, man, if you had the opportunity to travel back in time and to meet one famous person, I don't even care who I meet. Bring me back to the 90s McDonald's. Bring me there and let me have those cookies again. And I'll have throw me a birthday.
All 4 of my McDonald's things would be there, and I could get a whole meal.
Dude, it was as a youth pastor and kids pastor, like these kids, they don't have this. They're never going to have this experience, and I feel bad for them. But yeah, so one of my friends borrowed the Ronald McDonald statue on Guam and put it in our skate park.
Nice. Yes.
I love that.
And then, of course, Barry.
Also, dude, okay, wow. Again, all these things coming back to my mind. You remember, like, every Walmart had a McDonald's in it? And it was where was that? Why is that happening?
Subway is in the
Subway, which is whatever. But there was the statue of Ronald McDonald sitting on the bench that you could sit right next to. He's got his legs crossed. He's like really creepy next to you. How many of us had pictures taken?
Man, now it's Bucky pictures. You got to get a Bucky picture.
Now it's Bucky.
Yeah.
All right, and so we're to the George. Cory,
Yo,
what is your favorite discontinued snack of all time?
Man, I'm gonna go with a drink here. The old vault, man. Busted out the vault itself. Hey, it drinks like a soda, kicks like an energy drink. That was my go-to drink when I would go to Ewan's in Ennis and get a shrimp po' boy. That was my go-to, man.
This was the gateway to Red Bull for kids. This was what got us hooked to Monster.
Look, and whoever's out there, if you've never had one of these, there's only a couple drinks in the world that mimic the amount of sugar and caffeine in this.
There's another one that I thought might be that was similar to that. Was probably a little predated this one, Vault for sure. But yeah,
right, the one that was canceled, and it's kind of still around a little bit.
I think it's back now, yeah.
But Vault
for sure is gone.
They need to bring it back.
Look, I still very vividly have the memory of the first time I went into the gas station looking for a Vault and was like, I guess they don't have any Vault today. And then finally realized after the second or third gas station, are they gone now? Like I still very vividly remember it.
Same, Bardsley.
Bruh, I'd like, it's got to be here.
Where did it go?
There's no Vault. Like,
this is always the sentences that make me really sad.
That brought up Jolt. That was one of the ones I'm thinking of. And honestly, I'm going to say the other one because it's back. It's back. So we can't really technically use it, but Surge.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Jolt and Surge and Vault. Bro.
Think about this, guys. There was one day that you had your last Vault and you didn't even know.
I know.
Why?
I remember the first day that I wanted one and didn't get it.
Hey, back every now and then for Blockbuster Nights too, get one.
Actually, I don't drink anymore, but I think that's kind of what Four Loko was thinking when they designed their drinks. Because let's mimic these.
Right.
It's like high caffeine sugar, right? Like Red Bull, right? This is the precursors.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And then with Red Bull, you've got Monster and you've got NOS and all these other ones, right? Now we're kind of dialing it back and trying to make them healthy. We're trying to make Vault healthy.
Right. No, it's Celsius. It's got good. It's antioxidants. Yeah.
Replay crew in the house. James. Hey, James was on for Disney television. Great episode.
That was a fun one.
Love that. Surge would be on my list, but it came back like 2 years ago, and it's still kind of like
I don't think
hanging
it's
around in
the
certain
same
places.
recipe though, right? I mean, didn't they have to legally change some things
I don't
about?
know. I've heard people say it tastes the same. Heard people say it doesn't taste the same. But
I
who really
have-
remembers? I mean, it's so
I
far
remember, so
removed.
I had the first time having Surge after like 20-year absence or whatever it was at the movie theater.
Yeah.
And it was a fountain, and it didn't taste the same. But
Right.
again, why would I know what it tasted like
Right.
20 years ago?
And because it came from a fountain. I mean, we know that all these drinks,
Yeah.
can, bottle, all that is not created
Yeah.
equal.
Yeah.
Bird, I
Yep.
don't own just black shirts. It just so happens that the black shirts that go with the shirts that go with the show are black. And I decided to wear an old school 90s shirt today because Mario Kart, because of my friends being on a convention. And I don't have a PeliCon shirt yet, and I need one. Because we haven't been in PeliCon yet.
We
But
gotta
we
do
hopefully
that,
will
right?
be in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's why. I own tons of shirts that are multicolored. Now, Cory B, finish your mountain. What's your George?
All right, my George. I guess same with Andy. It's not really in like favorite, but this is also the other one that went with my grandparents. They always bought Altoids, the mints, but
Do it.
when they came out with the Altoids Tangerine,
Yes.
that was just, oh my gosh.
Dude.
It's like, a mint, you're supposed to just eat one? No, I'm going to go ahead and open this whole can and just dump them in my mouth. Like, I'm eating all of
Those
them.
things in high school were drugs, dude. I mean, like
Right?
literally, like.
You got your little canister for it. It looked like drugs. Like, oh yeah,
dude, Altoids. Like, who wanted Altoids if they weren't Tangerine? Who was like, oh,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Altoids.
I went on
That's
like
eating
an
Bengay.
Altoid binge, like in the Air Force. You know, chasing the girls. Always had an Altoid can in my hand. Those Tangerine ones were fire. It's kind of like the orange Tic Tac.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly. It was like a hype. Yeah, it was like a heightened orange Tic Tac.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Curiously strong.
Yeah.
Those Altoids.
Yeah.
Man, that
I
was
love this.
Good. That was.
Hey, Cory D, do you like Tangerine Altoids?
Oh yeah,
They
absolutely.
also had the Altoid sours. You remember those?
Uh-huh.
Yes, those were so good too.
Those are also canceled, but
Yep.
Gosh.
they must have said something
That's a great pick.
bad joke. I was about to make a bad joke. Moving along. They got canceled. Man, these are good. Andy, tangerines.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
Put this in your
absolutely.
pocket, playing band.
Oh yeah, it's like it was like our skull can, you know. What you
Right.
got back there? Altoids Tangerine. Baby.
Altoids Tangerine. And then they become like the cookie sewing kit after. You just put all your little stuff in there.
Set it up, man. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go with my George. So I said chips, candy, ice cream, cookies. Da. My number one is absolutely cereal, and it's the one cereal. So here's the thing: cereal has been repackaged so many times. So like there are so many cereals that taste like Captain Crunch that they just keep changing the front of the box, right? And or like making it a different shape. So like the Mr. T cereal, it's Captain Crunch but in teas. So if you really want to taste what that tastes like, go taste that. But there is this one cereal that I remember that came, and I've never been able to find it anything similar. And I actually have tasted this not long back. I say not long back. When I was in the military, somebody had purchased, just like we were talking about, Andy, a box of this off of like eBay, and I tried it, and it was fantastically stale, but still the flavor was there. I'm going with none other than a 2-for-1 cereal, the Nintendo cereal.
Wow.
And the Nintendo cereal, you got Mario and all the Mario shapes, and it was like fruity. No, it's berry flavor. No, it was fruity flavor. And then you got the Zelda flavor, which were all berry flavor. So you got berry and fruity, and you got 2 bags, and awesome. And then you always got the coolest toys in there because they had something to do with Nintendo, like cards or some whatever. And it wasn't out very long. It was in the 80s. It was the big boom. NES is out. And licensed cereals are some of my favorite. Our best episode ever, up until we started doing lives, was our cereal episode. And we talk about this and some other licensed cereals pretty highly. But I'm going my number one most missed snack, man, with milk, without milk, you name it, Nintendo cereal. What I would do for a fresh box of that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the box of it now. I didn't know the cereal, but the box is super cool. Like you had like facts about the different characters on the side. You had cards that you can cut out.
And I remember you could win like a one of like a Game and Watch, or like you could win like and everybody would always try and like get enough UPC symbols to try and send in to win that video game system.
You get the Nintendo Power cards on the back of the box too, man.
I still have some of those. I believe I have.
I feel like I just looked at
still
them
have
when I
some
was
of them.
there. Dude, that's great. That is awesome. Nice.
James, Butterfinger BBs has been mentioned. Yes, it's there. I saw Mario and Princess Peach Lunchables this week at Walmart. Nice. The Capri Suns. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm a cereal guy. I'm going with Nintendo cereal. Now, I know this is way before you guys' time, but have you seen this at the conventions, things like this? I'm sure you've seen it, right? Because this is the kind of
definitely. Like I said, raised on pop culture. So, yeah, definitely seen it, but of course didn't get to experience it.
Yeah, I feel like this was gone even before the 90s. I feel like it was like 87, 88, and 89 out. Like, boom, gone. And, gosh, I miss it. I miss it.
Yeah.
And I remember this around that time was about the same time you had the Super Mario Super Show, and then like every other episode, they had a Zelda episode with it too.
Yeah.
And so they were kind of marketing that really hard back then. I loved it, man. Pop-Tarts, Berry. You a Pop-Tart guy? Berry, for real. If you're a Pop-Tart guy, we are doing Pop-Tarts as an episode in the food, and you are welcome to join us.
I already have my 4. It's easy. We've had this.
I know you've already got your 4. You talk about it all the time. But you need 8. So, all right, Andy, what's your top? What's George?
All right, my George, my number one. Now, this one is one that may be polarizing in the sense of not as polarizing as like Doritos on my PB&J, but polarizing.
Cosby.
It has been promised that this is coming back. But even if it does come back, the promise that has been made is that it is definitely going to be completely altered. So I'm picking this pick as we know it, right? This product's not coming back. It essentially should have a new name. It's a marketing thing, and it's kind of just in conversation. It was supposed to be this summer. I don't even know if it's officially even come back yet. But there's a special tie into this one because the Rushmore show killed this. And I'm going with the Choco Taco.
It was mentioned earlier.
The Choco Taco. Now, there is
Tell them the story.
Here's the thing. So it is for all intents and purposes, it is a sundae cone. However, the shape changes everything about it. There's something that just because of the ratios and the whatever,
right?
That changes taste.
The one thing about the Choco Taco compared to a regular snow cone, usually on a snow cone, you don't bite it on the side. So
no, you get the whole.
You don't get cone and ice cream together
everything
until you're done with most of the ice cream.
Absolutely.
So
now,
it's a consistency all the way through.
You're going to get the same bite throughout, right? Now the complaint about it is the soggy shell. Stop crying, okay? That's what people stop crying.
Barry mentioned it earlier when I said gordita.
Yes. Yeah.
He thought I was going to say Choco Taco.
I was thinking you might go here, but I'm glad you didn't because, look, this is the deal. This was released. You could buy it through Taco Bell for a short period of time.
I was going to say Taco Bell actually had it for a little bit.
That's my nostalgia kind of emotional tie-in to this is that Taco Bell, 90s Taco Bell deal. But it has been promised to come back as a collaboration with like some other like weird indie ice cream company. And it's supposed to be like an ancho chili ice cream with whatever. That's not a Choco Taco. So that's why I'm counting, and officially still, as far as today, has not come back yet. The Choco Taco. Now, to tell you the really brief story, we had, was it Randy was on the episode, and we were talking about summer treats.
It was Randy.
And
that was a great episode as well.
Yeah, my George of summer treats was the Choco Taco. And Randy was like, I've never had a Choco Taco. We're like, oh, dude, we got to get you one easily. And literally a week later, maybe, not even a week, they come out and say, we're discontinuing the Choco Taco. It is one of those moments in time, similar to when Taco Bell said they were going to discontinue the Mexican pizza, where society just began an uproar. Like there was just problems. I think we can trace a lot of like the downfall of America to when the Choco Taco was discontinued. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like it, no. But the Choco Taco is the perfect bite in every bite that you get. When that ice cream, like I didn't even have to think, but the ice cream machine, the guy was coming down the street. I'm getting the Choco Taco. It's happening. This is what I'm getting. I absolutely love the Choco Taco.
So the funny thing is when we mentioned it to Randy had never had one, and we had said we're gonna. Well, Randy is a friend of mine here, and I said, Randy, I'm gonna take you to the gas station.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you one, and then within like 2 weeks of that show, or not even.
Yeah, it was quick. It was right after.
Same with Betty White and everything else. We have eliminated the Pro Bowl in the NFL. But look, Andy, we are done with our mountain. Now, unfortunately, Cory B has to go to work. Duty calls him. And so Cory, this is what I'm gonna ask you to do. Before you leave, right. and we totally appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Do me a favor. Later, after the show, when we're done, go and put your honorable mentions in a comment for us so that we can see what you pick.
Okay.
But thank you for being here. And before we jump in honorable mentions, because we won't be able to do them with you, tell people what you got coming up next, where they can find you, all the good stuff about what the great things you've got going on before you head up.
Well, the next big thing, of course, is PeliCon. Like I said, January 25th in Denham Springs at the Pards North Park Center, where I used to play basketball as a child. And I look forward to. So I live in Florida now. I live in Orlando, Florida. I work at Walt Disney World. So I mean, it's been a dream doing what I'm doing now, but also to be able to do this and PeliCon. I mean, it's just unreal. And Cory Daigrepont is the man that made it happen and brought me into it.
I miss you, buddy.
I'm eternally grateful for you bringing me into it, man. And we just have so much fun.
You going to ride Tron at midnight?
Look, we don't need to talk about all this. No, I'm kidding. But no, no, but yeah, it's been great. And like you said, St. Tammany Con, that was the first one that I really got to experience. And man, it was unreal. And just seeing how everybody, like you said, the community, everybody knows everybody, and everybody calls you friend. No,
there
but
yes, thank you. You did it. I was in my head and you said it. Thank you.
But yeah, it's an amazing community, and meeting you guys there too. Like, I mean, it's just been
we're gonna work our hardest to make you our third con. We've been talking about it and how we can fit it in. It's just, I live in Atlanta. Andy lives in Slidell. And so I live right outside of Atlanta. What Slidell is to New Orleans is what I am to Atlanta. And and so kind of matching up both of our times and coming in and ministry and school, it's just not always easy. And we kind of narrowed in those two conventions because we've kind of committed to both of those guys being awesome. But to fit, we would love to be able to probably fit 1 to 2 more in, especially maybe one in Georgia area. That'd be fantastic.
Right.
But yeah, you guys are definitely on the top of our list. So hey, prayers to you. Thanks for being here. You're always welcome back. Don't be a stranger. And I guess hopefully we'll see you at one of the next conventions, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, I truly appreciate you having me. And hey, may the force be with you.
Later, buddy.
With you.
So, all right. So now it's time for our honorable mentions, guys. Honorable mentions. This just made it a little bit easier because we eliminate one person. But this is how it is. The strategy may have changed just slightly. But here's the thing. You have to not mention anything we've already mentioned. So we haven't had any Crushmores yet, so we won't have any Crushmores today. And it is time for All About the Vengeance. Let's get it. Now, look, guys, got 9 of you hanging out. Just in case you haven't done it already, hit that like. If you haven't subscribed already, welcome to the Summit Squad. You're a part of this family. If you want to be a part of the Modern Day Breakfast Club or Spine Ticks communities, they will help you. I promise you, go check them out. But it is time for the honorable mentions. Now, Cory. Now it's easier to say just Cory. Cory, we call the honorable mentions Bert's. Bert's. Ben the Collector joined in. Say hello. Say hello.
What's
Ben the
up,
Collector.
David Finn? What's up,
David
dude?
Finn.
Going on?
Finn, you need to go to PeliCon and be a vendor if you're not already. So Ben the Collector he has a at St. Tammany Collector Con you probably met him, Cory.
I bought my Nintendo 64 from him.
Yeah. I bought a couple things. Yeah, we're awesome. Mr. Zani's in the house. Mr. Zani's one of the greatest followers of the community, especially in the Modern Day Breakfast Club. Welcome in to the house. So here's the deal. We call it Benjamin's, Cory, because there's an old myth. I don't know how true it is that potentially Benjamin Franklin was the 5th guy that they were going to put on the mountain. So he's kind of like the honorable mention. He's the expert.
Yeah.
This is how the game works. We're going to mention 4 more that should make a mountain, but they didn't get mentioned today. Like, they're just good enough. We have to talk about them, but we can't match. So we're going to give them, with the 3 of us, 12 more. Now, there is a bit of gamesmanship here. If you've got a big heavy hitter that you think me or Andy might take, you're going to want to take it now because you got first pick. You're first, I'm second, Andy's third, but it comes back the other direction. It'll be Andy, me, you, me, Andy, me, and you finish this mountain off. So it's honorable mention time. What's the most important snack that wasn't mentioned today?
Oh man, you got to go with the old school Burger King fries. Sorry. Hey.
Well, prior to the crispy?
I don't even know what the new ones are called because they're trash. I mean, plain and simple.
Wow.
The ones they have now, I'm not a fan of at all. This is back in 90s, early 2000s. They were just
so
like they went
crispy.
They look like a McDonald's fry, but they were actually crispy. But they were very good, man. I just remember getting those, and then the old school BK Kids Happy Meal, whatever you would call them back then. But yeah,
the big kids
meal. Yeah,
So Ben the Collector has a good one. Yeah, they tried to reintroduce the 3D. And,
they came out with like spicy queso flavor.
All right, well, I like that. I think Burger King's fries have improved since they've redone them, but that's just my opinion.
I think Burger King as a whole has gone down, but
I'm going to jump in, and I'm going with my second favorite fast food on this deal, going back to Taco Bell, and I wanted to punch the cashier in the face when they told me this was gone. They were like 49 cents forever. The Mexi Melt.
Mexi Melt, get it?
Oh,
yes.
It's just literally cheese and salsa and a little bit of meat. Oh my gosh, I'd buy 100 of them. I'm so mad when this is gone. It's fast food crap. It really is. It is. I would get so many of these. I'd spend $50 on 49-cent pieces of food. But the Mexi Melt, bro. That's my first one.
It's literally 100 Mexi Melts, by the way. Right?
Oh, yeah, I would, bro. I would. It's so good. They're so good. It had the mild sauce, like the actual mild sauce in the packets.
Yeah.
In it. That's the sauce they use, basically, with meat and cheese. And it's just great.
All right. Well, I'm going to do it, man. I could have swore you would have gone here, Kirk, because of this is a pick for my wife specifically, but this is a fantastic one too. Your tagline, man, the Philadelphia cheesecake bars, dude.
Yeah. So I left it out there.
Gosh. They're so good, dude. Like with that little drizzle over the top, and they have like the jelly kind of whatever in the middle. Oh,
so
my gosh.
There's a petition that got like over 100,000.
Really?
Yeah, over 100,000 signatures to try and bring it back.
Yeah, and then for my next pick, man, listen, I already picked a bone with McDonald's. Okay, I'm going back fast food. And I said, or with who did I pick it? I picked it with Taco Bell earlier. That's what I did. About like how like there's certain things like we want back. We want these things back.
Do it.
We don't want these other things that you keep introducing. There's something that we want, but I'm going to go to McDonald's, and there's something that we just want back. The people have spoken.
There's only two right answers
about this, and I'm going with the snack wraps. Yeah. The snack wraps from McDonald's. Oh my gosh, dude, they're so good. They're so good,
bro. And they brought the snack wrap back, and it's not good.
It was a cardboard. It was like a cardboard container that you would like unzip, and it was It was almost like a Hot Pocket container, but you would have this thing in there, and there was like 3 different flavors. I mean, it was like what, chicken, lettuce, cheese, bacon, and ranch or whatever. But like it smacked more than any.
Hey,
wrap.
There's a lot of comments going on. I love you guys, Mr. Zani. Look at this.
Talking about late night.
How many Mexi Melts were in one bag?
Oh man,
a lot. The
Dude.
Frito burrito was good.
Anyway, so
Dude,
yeah,
I love this pick. That was definitely. I wasn't gonna pick another fast food, but I was cringing that I couldn't pick that one. All right, so I'm gonna go to a drink. Now, again, I did this already once where I kind of got 2 in 1 with the Jell-O pudding pops and the gelatin pops because they were kind of the same. I'm going with 2 specific drinks, kind of together but a little different, because at SBBA they didn't sell Gatorade, they didn't sell Powerade, they sold 10K and All Sport. And listen, both of them were from like Louisiana companies. One was from Kenwood and the other was from some company in Baton Rouge. But 10K used to be sponsored by the Saints. You had Jim Mora commercial, like screaming practice and whatever. And then the All Sport commercial, the All Sport drink, I don't remember the commercial, but the All Sport drink was like the very first time I ever had like a thirst quencher type drink like Gatorade, but it was carbonated. Bro, those 2, and that brings me to SBBA, playing baseball as a kid. SBBA, for everybody out there, is our baseball park in Slidell, and that's what you got in the concession. They didn't have Gatorade and Powerade back then. You had to get this because we were like sponsored because it was local, and it brings me right back. Right.
I was coaching football. Maybe it was with softball. I don't know, one or the other. And I remember that one of the parents brought either it was a bottle or maybe it was like the whole like jug, and it said 10K on it. And I'm like,
the whole 10K thing. Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, the memories of 10K.
10K was from Kentwood. So if that Kentwood is where Britney Spears was.
Britney Spears is from Kentwood.
But Kentwood Water was a company there, and 10K's from there. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I love that.
Cory, you're up, man. You're up. Fat Boys Gaming and Nonsense. Welcome in. I've enjoyed his channel a couple times. Guys, go on over, check out Fat Boys. Fat Boys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Summit Squad, bud. I'm going to throw you a wrench every Friday night. Come and hang out with us, man. We're ending the show here. We got probably about 10 minutes left, but stay along. And what's your top 4 favorite discontinued snacks? That's what we're talking about. So, Cory, you're up, but you go back to back. You got 2 picks.
Okay, so my last 2 kind of failed you guys on that part. I don't have the names for the last 2, but anyway, my next one up is the Nestle Wonder Ball. They got other company that's doing it, but it's not the same. And also, mainly back when they had the toy, because you could get the toy, the tart candy, the stickers. You never knew, man. I used to pick those up.
Kinder Egg before the Kinder Egg, like it was that.
Kind of like the Kinder Egg thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good pick. Took it off of my Benjamins too. Yeah. All right, next one.
All right, my next one, I might need some help with it. I don't recall the name. It was an ice cream sandwich. I remember it being vanilla flavored on top and the cream filling. And on one side of it, taking it back to the Attitude Era, where WWF wrestlers.
Yes.
And
WWE ice cream bars.
Maybe it was just that simple, but yes, I love those. Used to go to this little bitty corner store and get those.
Dude,
Superstar wrestling bars.
Yes. So look, WWE.
I can't really see it, but yeah.
They originally
That
started
is
before the Attitude Era. They were like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and then they brought them back out. Look, this is on my Benjamin. It's one of the ones I was about to take. So I love this. So when it came back, though, it came back with John Cena and The Rock because CM Punk requested it.
See, I didn't know they came back around that time
I want
frame.
an ice cream bar. So they made an ice cream bar with him. Yeah. So they've come back, but then they've gone again. It only came back a little short spot during the Attitude, a little after the Attitude. Dude, ice cream bars are awesome. That's a good pick, bro. WWE ice cream bars. All right. So this is my third pick, right? I'm going to go back with a cereal. I got a bunch here. Gosh, there's so many good ones. I'm going to go with, bro, this is so good. I'm going with Waffle Crisp.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
so good.
What? Dude, gold.
Hey, listen,
gold.
the milk after Waffle Crisp is bar none. I mean, it is.
Dude, so it's like Lego by Eggo waffle, small, like fried, coated in like maple syrup. And
that's good. That's
so good.
I love that. All right. Well, I'm so glad that this pick made it to me. I could have swore Kirk was probably going to take this one.
I've got two left that
I'm going to the kind of candy-ish realm here. But specifically in this pack, there's multi-flavors, and there's really only one flavor that I'm like, that is the pure nostalgia for me that I can't seem to find made anymore. I'm going with Shark Bites gummies.
Yes.
Oh, dude, that was
because and the other ones are great. Those white gummies, like the ones that are translucent or whatever, the ones that you can't.
It's like, so it was like blue translucent on one side, but white on the other.
Oh my gosh, dude!
So good. It was like so vanilla and blueberry mixed or something.
Dude. They were like fantastic. They were amazing.
They were.
Yes.
Shark Bites gummies are what I'm going to go with there. And then for my last pick, gosh, which one do I want to pick here out of all of these? Let's go a drink, man. I haven't picked a drink all day, have I? No, I haven't picked a drink. So you got to quench some thirst here.
Help me make my decision.
I'm going with the Squeeze It. Squeeze It, because of the packaging had like the faces on it, and it had all the cool colors. It was, I don't know why, like it's just sugar water, but like, dude, so it was everything 90s like that it wanted to be. Even the names of the flavors were like Cool Bee, Berry Be Cool or something. I don't know. Love Squeeze Its. So that's my final pick.
So I made a couple shorts, and one of them had one of the things that's on. I'm not going to mention that one. If you want to see what I think should be maybe on the mountain, you can go check out the short. It was really good. It was yesterday. And then there's another one that came out recently because of a movie. It's been brought back and gone and brought back on. A movie just came out. That one's right there too. But this one will never get mentioned, and I'm mentioning it mainly because somebody earlier, I think it was Yoda, was talking about 3 of his favorite gums, right? And he couldn't figure out a fourth one. When I was a kid, we used to go on on Robert Road, Andy. I think it's like maybe a chiropractor now or something. Right next to Slido High, there's like a doctor's office. There's a chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a nighttime video, but before it was nighttime video, which is like a Blockbuster, but a mom and pop, it was Knight's Sporting Goods. And at Knight's Sporting Goods, they sold this particular gum. And bro, I've talked about it online with some friends, and they're like, it was the best. Gatorade gum. And listen, have you ever drank Gatorade from powder? Have you ever done that? Like make your own. And when you put just a little too much and it's sweet and it gets that like tangy, that's the Gatorade gum. 100%. Dude, it is so good. And it comes in like orange, fruit punch, and lemon lime. The lemon lime. Bro, Gatorade gum. That's the one that needs to be on your list, Yoda, if you're still hanging out there. Discontinued, legit. So
Nice.
good.
Nice. All right, Cory, you get to make the final pick. You get Mr. Irrelevant in our draft of Benjamins. What you got?
And I'm gonna go the old Cory Bardsley route. This one's gonna be the packaging, and it's different varieties of candies. The Street Sharks. They used to make the gummies and the gum, and that was just a good go-to. Love the show, love the toys. Had to get the Street Sharks.
That was Andy's go-to pick last week on fight or action cartoons. That's his George.
Cory, we're gonna have to figure out Peli-Con.
You made
I'm
his
just
day.
saying, that pick right there. I think you just to try to figure this out.
Hey guys, I'll just say I'll try and share this on Instagram and and I'll show you my picture of my thing. I'll put it on Instagram. But guys, if you aren't already with us, we are on all the socials. They've been rolling down the bottom. If you want to be on the show, Zach, we want you on the show. Bert, we want you on the show again. Barry, you want to come on for Pop-Tarts? I need a couple things. Link up with us on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll chat it up. We'll figure out a date. It's always a Friday, unless Fridays don't work. We do it on a Thursday, if it works for everybody. And we have to pick out a topic. We have some food topics nailed out because we kind of missed food last year because of some things that were happening, and we kind of skipped by. So we have a lot of old topics we want to nail. Pop-Tarts is one. Sauces is one. Flavors is one. Gosh, we've got so many other food topics. If you guys want to be a part of food, yes, Sobe was on my list. Crispy M&M's on my list.
Oh, I forgot about old Sobe.
Yeah, it's on my list. It's right here. It's the number one. It's at the very top. Sobe. Yeah. Dude, those two lizards. Remember when they had the lacrosse team that was sponsored by Sobe? Anyways, yeah. I digress. But if you want to be on the show, hook us up. I'll send you an email. So we'll just chat in the DMs. I'll send you an email about how the show's run and what goes on and what I need from you, and we'll just pick a date and we'll let that thing happen. So actually, Barry, you're kind of correct. Sobe was purchased by another company, and they redid the formula, and it slowly died a couple years ago. I watched the whole video on it today. So that if it's still out there, they were talking about it, that it is certain places in the world can still make a certain flavor or whatever. But yeah, it was bought by a new company, and the new company changed the whole thing, and that's why the sales started to go down. Anyways, yeah, I love Sobe. That fruit punch one is fantastic. Andy, it's late. 2 hours. We hit the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
Talk to our friends. Oh, last but not least, I skipped ahead. You got me confused. Anyways, Cory, it's time to go, but I want you to tell our friends about Peli-Con again, where they can find you. Tell us about your art, man, and all those kind of things. Let some people know, your socials, whatever, so they can come and support you and before we leave.
All right, Peli-Con will be our third show. We are going to be at a new, bigger venue at the Anthony Dugas Recreation Center. With the last show and this upcoming one, our schedule just keeps growing. Our vendor and guest list keeps growing, and we're going to a bigger populated area that's also missing something like a Comic-Con. But anyway, any information you want to find on Peli-Con can be found on Instagram, Facebook at Peli-Con. We have a website. You can buy tickets there as well. Check out the guests. That you can see the old photos from previous events. We're also our tickets. Speaking of tickets, you can find them on Eventbrite as well. They're live now, and the website for Peli-Con is Marvelous Comic Closet /Peli-Con. And then my art is Daigropont's art with MCC. Recently, worked a few shows as an artist, trying to get my foot in the door a little bit because I just enjoy it. And for the love of comics and drawing characters and superheroes, and I've been drawing since a young age, and I picked up the hobby again a couple of years ago, just you know, and the convention scene. I love it. You know, it's a family. I love to see people share the hobbies. So that's why I started PeliCon. That's why I'm in the art. I just love everything about the convention community.
Well, nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking a chunk of your time. Time is valuable. It's the most valuable currency. And we're so busy as well, and we just appreciate anybody that wants to join us. All my friends out here, our new friends that have come to join, Bryce. We'll hopefully have Bryce on the show later in the future. But let's connect on the socials, guys, and let's see what we can get going. Next is sports after this. Nostalgia's all lined up. And then after sports, it's food. And then we start back over with video games. Now, before we leave, Andy, I have to tell them about video games.
Yes.
Okay? All you guys that are hanging out with us, here's your kind of insider trading. The guys that have agreed to come on our show in January and February. Number 1, Mort's Garage. 2, Pac-Man Case. 3, Retro Wolf. Retro Rob. RNG Gamer. Square Pegs. Bryce down below. Pickin' Preacher. Retro Car Gamer. Iowa Gamer Dad. And gosh, I'm losing track. All these guys are 15, 20,000 subs big, right? A lot of these guys. Bryce is sitting at 5.5, almost 6. These guys are in the gaming community, really like, Retro Gaming Pandemic has said they want to come on our show if we can nail it out. We'll probably put a couple people together, right, and have them kind of doing 2 shows. But bro, it's packed. If you go look up any of these guys, they are what you see at the cons and who you want to be hanging around. So I am excited about January and February for sure. One of the things is also, Andy, I want to get our buds. We've got some really close friends that we haven't seen in a while. Buds like Paul and Dennis and Dylan. We want to get those guys back on the show. It's always fun to have creators and share other people, but it's also awesome to have our best friends that kind of started this thing with us. So you'll probably see some of those guys too. Hit us all up on the socials. Thank you guys so much. Go follow PeliCon and the art and all those things. Follow everybody in the chat. Andy, time to go.
Well, yes, it is. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you, Cory.
Thank y'all.
And the other Cory, who's not here right now. Thank you as well. But let's say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4.
4 and nothing more.
Peace. Keep peacing because I haven't hit it yet.